Okay, so the next thing we gotta cover is how to move in relation to how my partner moves. So just like we explained before, I want to stay within that range of being able to touch when I want to be able to touch, and keeping him at a range where he can't hurt me. So what we're going to do is, when my partner moves to the left, I'm going to mirror the same step so that we stay in line. When he moves the other way, same thing, I mirror. And I make sure that I stay within that same range so that we never lose contact with each other. He steps back, same thing, moving in. He comes forward, I'm always at that exact same range, and this way I can track my partner's movement. A lot of times what happens is guys move, and then guys move here, and then we start circling each other and chasing each other. We don't want that. I want to keep him in front of me so that I know where my target is at all times. So when Rich moves to the side, I'm right here and I can track him. When he moves back, I'm right here and I can track him. I know I can always land my shots. Okay, so now we're going to cover some basic fundamentals inside of the clinch for the Thai clinch. So the Thai clinch is very different to any type of other clinch, especially Greco-Roman or wrestling type clinches, because you're not allowed to use the legs to hook or inside trip. So everything has to come from the upper body control and creating space for elbows and knees. So we're going to start off with a basic understanding of a collar tie. So my partner is going to have a collar tie around my head, making sure that he's cupping all the way through to the other side of my neck, not just on the top of the head, all the way through to the other side of my head. The other arm, my free arm, is going to work as an overhook. So I'm going to overhook on the elbow joint, and I'm going to close my elbow. So now, if Rich tries to pull my head in with this arm, it's very difficult. If he tries to elbow me with this arm, he can't. So I have good protection over here, and my partner's going to do the exact same thing on that side. So this is going to be our basic starting position. When we work in the clinch, we want to have our feet parallel. I don't want one in front of the other where I can start getting thrown down. I want to try and keep my feet parallel, and I'm staying on the tips of my toes. So now you can see, if we start moving around, I can move around with him without losing my balance. So I don't want to be too heavy on my feet, nice and light on my toes. Square to my partner, hips in. If my hips are out, I'm opening myself up for knees. So I want to keep my hips in so I'm nice and tight. My ear next to my partner's ear, making sure that my head's up, not down. Head up, keeping yourself away from up knees and being able to get your posture broken down into more knees. So from here, we're going to start in our starting position here, 50-50. I'm going to make space by extending my collar tie, creating a bit of space, and then I'm going to pummel this arm in through towards the head. As I do that, my partner's going to do the exact same thing, and we're going to switch positions. So we still, feet stay the same, we're still in the same 50-50 position, but now we've just swapped positions. If my partner doesn't pummel in at the same time, I'm going to get double tie, and now I've got really good control to start kneeing. So just for the purpose of the drill, to get used to pummeling inside, I'm going to start here, create space, pummel, reset. Create space, pummel, reset. Create space, pummel, reset. And as you can see, every time I pummel in, I lift my shoulders up so that my partner doesn't have an easy groove to rest his forearm in. So if you see here, there's a nice little groove here. But when I do this, it shortens the space, which means my partner doesn't have a good enough grip on my neck. So just keep that in mind as you're pummeling, to keep those shoulders up and create a small gap for your partner to control.
The side mount, look at my legs, they're off to the side. My chest is on his chest. My hand is hugging the neck, and this hand is under the arm. And my head is down. This is called side mount or crocodile control. The first level is called super base, this first level, because we want to see if you have enough base. If your base is weak, you get thrown off. So, stay low, stay wide, foot out, hand out. If he don't pushes me that way, my foot is strong. If he pushes me this way, my hand goes out. Hand and foot. This hand does not come out. Because if you let go of the neck, he's going to push me straight off. There's no control of the crocodile. So hug the neck, hand. You can be locking hands. If you're trying to push me, push me, push me. I'm locking. If he tries to roll me this way, I put my hand out. If he rolls me that way, my foot stays out. Okay? So we keep moving. If he don't moves in a circle, I move with him. Okay? If the crocodile moves, I move. Okay? Keep your head down. Which is guard prevention. If the bottom person, in trying to push you off, brings this hand or their elbow and starts pushing your hips, and you don't do anything, my leg might slip under his body. And if my leg slips under Hidon's body, I might be able to put him inside the guard. So watch what happens. Anytime someone pushes your hip with this hand right here, if they start pushing, Hidon's going to scissor his legs. He switches. Look. See that? His front leg went back, and his back leg came under my arm. And now he stays very close here on my neck. So you just scissor your legs and switch. Most common mistakes, you're going to scissor your legs and leave him sleepy. If your legs stay like this, the bad guy might be able to sit up. So when you scissor your legs, watch how wide his base is. Boom. Go back to standard side mount. So from here, scissor. Boom. He switches both legs big. Strong, strong, strong. Back to normal. Base, standard, scissor. Boom. We call this guard prevention. When Hidon does this with his legs, he's preventing me from bringing my leg under because he's sitting on the ground. Guard prevention.
The way you make that switch is you have the weight, your body weight, on this foot and your elbow. So my weight is here, my elbow, and even his chest. And now my leg, boom, it goes up.
And once you land there, you're allowed to adjust his foot a little bit if you need to make that base perfect.
To go back to standard side mount control, you move your foot forward a little bit, and then remove your leg.
Got it.
Now I switch, and then put it back.
On the knee slide, let's do it from head this way, please. Here. Boom. From here, control. Eventually, you go to your knees after the exhaust. This knee, look, it creeps through. It's better if the knee goes through than if it goes over. So you're here, and when you're ready, look, the knee through, and then mount. And then hands out and stay low, very low, and get ready for the chaos. Okay?
You know. Notice how Henner, when he slides, go on your knees, he puts his hand out for base right here. A little soon. That's okay right there.
It is a good idea, especially if it's a real crazy crocodile. It's not wrong to put this hand out a little bit sooner so that when you mount, you already have base. Okay? So as the knees come in across, you can begin putting your hand out at that same moment. Very good idea.